Guten Tag and welcome to the 2019 Frankfurt Motor Show. I'm here today with Marshall. I'm Stefan. We're both in product planning and we're going to show you some of the highlights of the show.
So come with us.
And now we're going to speak about the Taycan. The Taycan is the production version of the Mission E, a prototype that was first shown by Porsche in this very same show 2015, so 4 years ago. The name Taycan, if we try to translate it directly, comes from two words in Turkish that will mean soul of a spirited young horse. As you can see, even it's a full new platform and completely new vehicle, this car still keeps the Porsche DNA, but with a unique identity, so you can tell it's a Porsche, but you can't directly link it to any other model, maybe the Panamera. Normally, an EV has a 300 to 400 volt system. When you ramp up this to 800, you can actually have a more efficient way of managing the temperature of the car. Thinner wires is what Porsche is aiming. At this time, as I mentioned, we're only having two trims, but it's expected to have more accessible prices, maybe into Tesla territory. For now, if you want one, it would be quite expensive.
So now we are in the interior of the Porsche, and same as in the exterior, you can feel all the DNA that Porsche has inside. You have a lot of technology and a lot of different things that might not look at a classical Porsche, but do actually feel like Porsche itself. So everything now is digital, so you have a bunch of screens, 3 standard and 1 optional for the passenger, and also some purists will actually miss the key on the left side. You now have a starting button, but you have it in the left side as it should be. All the materials are actually sustainable, that's what Porsche is claiming. So it's not just about the EV image they are trying to preserve, it's also about how they care for the environment. You have a lot of different options as Porsche has, and quite interesting is the steering wheel. You have very Porsche styling, but now it's all in black, different to the previous Porsches that we already know. You have some silver inserts. The vehicle comes integrated with the latest Porsche telematic and infotainment system, and it has a lot of functions, obviously Apple CarPlay and Auto, but also connectivity services. And as you see in the front is actually a curved screen, so all the information is typically centered in the driver's Porsche.
At the VW stand we have here the ID.3. This is probably one of the big stars of the show. And VW is claiming the ID.3 is named not after being a Tesla Model 3 competitor, but being the third big car in the history of Volkswagen after the Beetle and the Golf. And they really want to make this a people's car. And they try to do that by having the 45 kilowatt hour version of this car available for under 30,000 euros. That car is not available today. What they have available today is this 58 kilowatt hour first edition, which with some extra kit comes down to just under 40,000 euros. When we look at the exterior of the car, first of all, we see these huge 20-inch wheels. And then, despite that it's the same size as a Golf, it has more of an MPV kind of look. VW claims part of the reason for that is the rake of the windshields, which is determined by the kit inside. So they have an augmented reality screen on the inside that determines the slope of the windshield. And that determines the exterior of the car as well. So let's have a look inside. Alright, so first of all, you can see that the brake pedal actually is a pause button and the accelerator pedal is a play button. But then when we look further inside, we can see the holographic display that I just mentioned, which has several layers of depth. So I can see the basic information about speed right in front of the hood. And then there's the arrows to indicate the navigation direction, which looks more to be projected a good 6 or 7 meters ahead of me. So when we look at the dashboard, it's quite simplistic actually. So they follow Tesla in having a center screen which controls most of the HVAC and other systems, but they also have what they call natural voice control. So a nice trick that VW has implemented is this light bar which stretches across the entire windscreen and which is used to show the text that's being spoken from the car towards you in a similar fashion that Siri does it, or that Google Home or Alexa does it. They also use the light bar to show other features. So for example, when you're charging the car, the whole light bar is basically one big loading bar showing the percentage of charge you have and which percentage is still charging. Most of the buttons in this car are touchscreen, so obviously there's the center console, but also some of the other buttons, like the ones over here, and even the ones to open and close the sunshade, they have to do with a swiping motion on a touchscreen. I personally am not a big fan of that. So overall, I think this is a pretty exciting car, especially when VW can deliver on their promise to have it available under 30,000 euros. The technology is really a breakaway from what they've traditionally been doing with the e-Golf, where they've gone with the conventional model. They've really rethought the whole interior and went a totally different direction.
We're at the Opel stand, and behind us is a totally new Corsa. And don't be fooled, because even it's a sibling from the 208, it's a complete different car. I mean, the platform is the same, but everything that you see in the outside and in the inside is completely different. It's a magnificent job of differentiation that they have made. So this vehicle comes in a range of colors to appeal to joyful customers. It also has the latest connectivity technology from Opel, and it's actually similar to what we have in Nissan. So let's go into the interior. So we're looking now at the interior of the new Corsa, and even there are some elements that link it to the 208, like the shifting, you can see and feel that it's a completely different car. This car claims to be the most connected in the segment, with 12.5-inch infotainment and connected services, and also you have a digital meter that is something new in this segment. You find a lot of elements that differentiate it from 208. The colors, the seats, and you feel a complete different atmosphere to the Peugeot.
One of the key themes on the show is the introduction of many PHEVs, or plug-in hybrids. I'm standing here in front of the Opel Grandland X Hybrid 4, which is just one of the examples that offers 300 horsepower with a hybrid four-wheel drive system. Many other examples include the Mercedes-Benz A-Class plug-in hybrid, the Seat Tarraco FR PHEV, the full-size Ford Explorer that will only come to Europe as a plug-in hybrid, the facelifted BMW X1, the Ford Kuga PHEV, and even the new Defender will come as a PHEV next year.
So that's all for today. Thank you for joining us, and see you next show. Bye-bye. Okay, great.